Good evening to all of you. Good evening. How are you? Good? Very good. Before we start, just waiting for some more, somehow on the way. So come. Sit. No problem. Two more? Okay. 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 Then? Okay, sir. Two more to come? Okay, let them come. Yes. No problem. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Why are you here? Why are you here? Learn PMP. Okay. I just want to know four things from you. I want your name. I want to understand what do you do. I want to understand what you understand about the PMP. the subject that you choose to take training, and what is the expectations? Only 4. Okay. Yes, come, please sit. Okay. 4. You can start.
Billy. I'm working as a planning engineer, and now I'm here to learn about the PMP actually, to know more about the project management details, how I can track the exam, what is the module details, everything I can expect.
Okay, very good. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I am expecting your project so that we can get done and next future in that project management. So that will.
Okay, good, sir.
My name is Alan. I'm working as planning and project engineer in healthcare contracting, working for national projects. I'm taking up this course so that I can learn, track the exam, and also to implement the methodologies of project management.
Very good. Good, good, good. Ashkal, yeah? You know Vipin? Vipin Ashkal?
Which department?
He's also in Ashkal.
I'm a contractor.
Okay.
Working for us.
Okay, okay, okay. So,
My name is Ravi. I'm a project manager. I'm from Albala Trading and Contracting Company. I want to obtain certificate.
okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay, yes, sir.
I'm Bihan. I work as an administrative manager. Um, There are a lot of projects that we need to actually implement. There are new initiatives. In learning this PMP project management, I hope to do things proper and also obtain qualification.
Very good. Excellent. Yes, I'll come that side later. Yes.
My name is Syed Ahmed Pasha. I'm working as a facility manager. I want to just upgrade my knowledge and my profile.
Okay, yes. I think I saw you last time. Maybe you come here.
Like to upgrade into project manager, I'd like to know how to go ahead and answer to process my start exam.
Okay, good, good. Yes, sir. Why are you speaking so slow, all of you? Hungry also? Yes.
My name is BG Zakaria. I work as a lead planning officer. So my goal is to, I plan a lot of things, lot of projects, but then methodologically how to do things effectively, how it can be improved,
Hmm.
and ultimately to clear the exam
Okay,
and get the certification.
very good. Excellent. Yes, sir.
My name is Babu, working as an electrical engineer. Nowadays, I am seeing in the digital media recruitment, they're asking PMP certification also. Actually, I don't know. Basic also, I don't. I want to know what the PMP, how to get the certificate.
Okay, very good. Very good. Yes, sir.
My name is Rajendran. I'm working in the construction industry, working as a QC electrical engineer. The last 8-9 years I worked in the construction industry, but I take ISO last year. So I would like to know more about how to manage the project, how to implement, and I just want professional to do my career also.
Okay, very good. Very good. Excellent. So from what I heard from you, it's very helpful for me when I do this course. That's why I ask you. I'll introduce myself to you. My name is Vincent D'Souza. Okay. I don't work now. Okay. I don't work now. I have experience teaching PMP and many other courses. You're ISO certified? Which standard? 9001 only? Okay. Okay, fine. So, yes, please come. Have a seat and just check if the PC is on there. Check if the PC is on. On, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll just take these 2 introduction, then I'll introduce myself. Just tell me your name. What do you do? 4 things I need, 4 things.
Okay.
Your name, what do you do? What is your understanding about PMP? And what is your expectations?
This is Mohammed Zain, currently working as FM supervisor in EDC.
Okay.
About PMP, recently I came to know about this certification. So I was just searching and I just reached here. So
Okay.
it benefits me, I believe it benefits me in my future career in the project management level.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good. Okay. Yes, sir.
My name is Sumita. I'm working as a project engineer without construction. Same for project management, it will help in my future career. So I just need to know more details as well.
Sure. Okay. Good. So, yes, as I was saying, my name is Vincent D'Souza. I'm not only PMP certified, I am ISO certified, 3 ISOs, very, very important for you, 9, 14, and 45. You must do that. And some of you are in FM, I heard you. You and you also, I think, for some of you I heard. But after PMP, the next certification you should do is CFM. Important. Because the logic tells you if you're working on a project, after the project is finished, who stands a better chance? Facility manager. And you all know what facility manager pays, right? Yeah, so you have to also do that. I'm not selling you any course, but I'm telling you logically what it is. So yes, I teach not only PMP, I've taught 4th edition, 5th edition, 6th edition, now this is 7th edition. Okay, and the benefit that you will get in my training, you will get across from other trainings as well, something when I teach. Very important for you from day one to understand. Don't forget what you learned today because it will come in the next classes. And it's very important that you know. Yeah. My other suggestion for you is when you go home, you should little bit make some notes of what you learned today. And then the next day, I want you to speak to somebody about what you learned. Let it be anybody, your husband, your wife, your office boy, your tea boy, anybody, because that will bring back whatever you learned. And whatever you don't, then you will look at the video, you will look at the book, and you will try to fill in those gaps that you don't know or you forgot. Okay. So, as I told you, I don't work now. I'm 63 years old and I'm only training. I have 23 years experience training while I was working. I worked in Dubai 20 years for a company called Hilti. You know Hilti? Power Tools. And then I came to Qatar 2013 with a big shock when I came from Dubai. And then I was here in Al Khalid Cement, working for a cement company. But all these years I was training also on Fridays, Saturdays, evening time. I was doing training in Dubai as well. I do a lot of corporate trainings as well. I'm certified CSCP, supply chain, ISO 9000, 14,000, 45,000. I'm contracts management certified, yeah. And I think you are working on Primavera 6, very good. And you also planning engineer, okay. So okay. Okay, very good. Don't worry. You will get a lot of learnings from here. I just want you to absorb. Today being the introduction class, I will just give you an introduction. It will be a short one, but from the next class onwards, we will go into the deeper to understand PMP more better. Okay. As I told you, I do a lot of trainings, corporate trainings in the daytime. Currently, I'm doing one training in West Bay, Palm Building, United International. Okay, that training is twice a week. Okay. Any questions you want to know from me? I think so I'm clear in my English, audible. Yeah. So when I teach, I look at you in the eye. And because I got this vast experience of training, I know when you're tired, I know when you're not listening, I know many things. But that is one quality that a project manager needs to have. Yeah, you need to have. So you learn a lot of skills. Skills are important for a project manager. okay, and that you will learn some skills in this training, and that's it. Anything else you want to know more about, deeper to understand about me? No, right? Not important.
As of now, is okay.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, I put my name here. My name is Vincent D'Souza. Okay. I just put one certification there because I'm teaching you that one. Okay. Ravi Chandran is the director of this Green International. And I'm not employed by Green International, but I do the training for them here. Okay. Okay. Now I will start with asking you a few questions. What is this, by the way? Great Wall of China. Very good. What is this? Colosseum. This one? Pyramids, Egypt. Yeah. And this one? Space station, where two astronauts are stuck there, right? They will come back hopefully by this month or next month. I don't know. Okay. What are all of these? Projects. Why are they projects? Why do you call them project? Can you make another Great Wall of China? Yes, you can. Can you make it in the same coordinates? No. So this is telling you the definition of projects. Project is something which is temporary and it's unique to that particular area, like Burj Khalifa. Can you make another Burj Khalifa? Yes. Can you make it in the same coordinates? No. And therefore, project is something which is temporary and it's unique to that particular location. Okay. Now, all of you, some of you told me that you don't know anything about projects. No, you know. While you are working, and project management is meant for everybody and anybody, irrespective of which field and which industry you're working, irrespective whether if you're working in operations, you also will have to understand project management. And you will understand why I'm saying that later. Okay? Because within the operations, you will do something that you are challenged with, and it will have a definite beginning and a definite end. Let's say in the operations, your manager challenges you or some problem there. You will enter into that problem, you'll try to solve it, and it's done. It's closed. But there is a certain logic of how you will do it. And that is what you will learn here. Okay? Clear? Okay. So what is a project? I already explained you. Looking at all of these different projects that you see over here. A project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique. The two words, it's temporary and unique. So you could be into a manufacturing industry and you could develop a product. And the product also is a project. Let's say you're developing this particular item, it's not there before. That's a project. Yeah. It could be a service. The service that I'm giving is training. Yeah. Is this a project? Yes. Because you're starting today and you will end. You will not do that throughout your life with me. Yeah. So there is a definite beginning and definite end. Yeah. And the outcomes of that is a result. Yeah. Okay. So it's temporary because it has a definite beginning and a definite end. It's not ongoing efforts. If it's ongoing efforts, it's called what? Operations. Ongoing efforts is operation. Okay. Can a project cease? Yes. There are various reasons why a project will stop. And you will learn most of them. It ceases also when a project objectives have been achieved. You achieved everything of a project, so it will cease. Yeah. Teams, remember this particular point. When I teach you, I will give you certain points which are very important from an examination point of view. Okay. So I will highlight that and say, you need to remember this. And when I say you need to remember, not only from an examination point of view, because this topic will come later, and then I will ask you questions and you need to answer me. Okay. So teams are disbanded upon completion. Why? Say the project is complete. Why do you have to dispose or release your resources? It will gather cost. You will have to pay. if the contract is not terminated, let it be any resource, yeah. Why is it unique? Because I told you it's unique because it is unique only to that particular project or to that whatever you're doing, okay? So why you need project? Projects are implemented to achieve organizational strategic plan. What is a strategy? When you say strategy, forget about organization. What is a strategy? Long term. What's the opposite of a long term? Short term, which is tactical. So strategic and tactical. So you will have a strategy which is a long term, and you take that long term vision or dream or understanding of what the project should be, and you tactically try to solve it. It's like your salami. I love to tell stories. Let me tell you that also. A lot of my training is mostly sometimes stories that you will easily understand, okay? It's like a big sausage, you know, the salami. If I tell you to eat it, can you eat it fully? No. How do you eat it? Piece by piece by piece, okay? And let's say now this salami has an expiry date. It's expiring, say, this month. What would you do? Distribute it. Same thing happens in a project. You have a project which is multiple, too much task, right? So what do? You want to complete it as a project manager. You will give some tasks to different people because you have to end it on a particular time, okay? So organization and strategic plan. Remember, an organization has policy. Policy are rules. An organization always has first thing, which is vision. And you all know every organization has a vision. What is a vision? A dream, a goal. We all have vision, right? We all have goal. We all have dreams. Yeah. But that could be a 5-year dream, could be a 10-year, could be a 20-year dream. Yeah. But is a dream enough? No. How do you achieve your dream? Let's say you want to build a house back home, a wonderful villa. Can you do it today? Can you do it tomorrow? No. You will have a 5-year or a 10-year plan. Yeah. But just having a dream or a vision or a goal, a vision is a dream, but there are two dreams, right? One that you sleep and you get up and you don't know what you dream, and one with your eyes open. Yeah. This is with your eyes open. You dream about something. Yeah. So when you dream, what do you need to have? What's the next thing that you need to have once you have a vision? Mission. A mission is the pathway. And you can see that on your organization websites, right? You have a vision, you have a mission, is a pathway. It's like saying you have a dream to go back for vacation. Yeah, you want to go for a vacation. So what you need to have is a mission, a roadmap, where you will go, how you will go, why you will go, what you will do there. Yeah. So it's a mission. But if you have a mission, what's the next thing you need to have? This is not there in your PMP. This is coming from CMQ, Certified Manager of Quality, that book, that training. What's the next part after the mission? What do you need? Logically, rules. First, rules, policy. So your organization has policy. You have HR policy, right? So it tells you have to come certain time. You have to leave certain time. Because not having those policies, how would you be able to achieve your dream? It's like saying you want to go to the airport to catch a flight, to go back home to your home country for a vacation. So you have to choose the path. When you choose the path and you don't want traffic to be stuck in the traffic, right? Or you'll miss your flight. So you start with on a particular time. You'll say, I'll wake up at certain time. So you set yourself rules, right? Similar over here, you will set yourself rules. And then you will go on that mission. Yeah, once you go on that mission, you will follow the policies, get up at so and so time, do certain things that you have to do before you reach the airport. Yeah. And then after that, what do you need after this policies? Then somebody said objective here. You need objective. So objective is a bigger plan. That means say 20-year plan. You break it down into 4 quadrants and each is 5-year. You break that 5-year into 1 year and each 1 year into quarters, each quarter into month, each month into weeks, each week into days, and you achieve your targets. Yeah, you achieve your targets. Okay, so you have to and then to measure these objectives, what do you need last? KPI, key performance indicator. You need to measure, right? Are you on time? Are you not on time? Will you be really on time? And based on that, what you do, you introspect, retrospect, which is a topic that you would have to know further for the training. You introspect, retrospect, and you say, I have to speed up or I have to go slow. Yeah, depending on how to reach your destination, how to not miss your targets. Yeah, you measure your target. Measuring of a target is very important. But measuring of a target has 2. One is reactive, one is proactive. And I think you should be proactive, not reactive. Reactive is too late. Okay. So similarly, the organization has a strategic plan. It's just given organization strategic plan, but I explained to you how this plan goes with the vision, mission, policy, yeah, objective, KPI. Okay. Operations are ongoing and repetitive to sustain the business. Opposite of a project, as I told you, is operations. You will have to do certain operations and certain project work. Projects are means to organizational requests that cannot be achieved by normal operations. Normal operations, and again here it depends on how an organization is working. Let's say you are working on a project where there is a project manager. That is called a projectized environment. But if you're working in an operation where there is no project manager, but there is a functional manager, you would also do projects, but you're reporting to a functional manager. It's easy to work in an operation and achieve your project on a projectized or a projectized, because operations means you will have to require certain things and it may get delayed, right? When you're asking your functional manager, you'll say, I'll have to ask the HR or I'll have to ask the director. Yeah. So you cannot move freely. Yeah. Please sit. So projects are means to organizational requests that cannot be achieved by normal operation. Projects emerge due to market demands. The market requested that they need a metro. Market requested that they need so many playgrounds because of the FIFA. So you had market demands, you have organization needs, you create project because from the project you create something for the people, you create jobs. Yeah. And when you create jobs, you also have to look about the security of certain people, yeah, like safety. And therefore, I told you ISO 45001 looks into the safety. Environment, which is 14001, is also important because what is environment? 14001 ISO standard 14001, anything ending with a 1 is a standard. So what is environment? Why should learn environment? Because projects also have environment, right? When you look over here, this is a project. I am the project manager delivering you a service, which is PMP. And this is my environment. So if anybody is not with me, what happens to the environment? Disturbed. Can you achieve your project objectives? No. Therefore, environment is not only air and water. Therefore, I told you 3 standards, 9001, 14001, and 45001. 45001 is health and safety. So when you do projects, you must have health and safety. Before 2018, it was 18001, which is occupational health and safety. Later on, after 2018, it became a standard, which became 45001. Now, for example, you're working on a project or you're working in an organization. The organization can give you cancer, but they give you $100,000 in a month. No, $100,000 in a month. Okay. Would you work in that organization? No, because it's not safe. Yeah. You can get carcinogens. You can get, something can fall over here. Yeah. You would not be sitting here if this is not a safe place, right? So also projects look into safety. And in whatever you're doing, you have to look also at safety. And therefore, the 3 standards, not more than 3 standards. Only 3 standards are important for you. Okay. Okay. Then you have organizational needs. You have customer request. Somebody is requesting. They need something. So you will look into it. Maybe your boss is requesting something, is in need of something, and then you look into those as well. Technological advancement. You can see AI. The one who is doing AI currently in the project, it's a project manager for AI. Yeah. Projects don't operate only under construction. Projects operates in NASA, nuclear, shipbuilding, various multiple projects. Okay. Then you have legal requirements, which is also you have to follow the internal legal requirements of your organization as well as the external. External could be Ashgal, civil defense, Karama, yeah, the standards. All of these requirements also must be looked into when doing projects. Okay. So what is project management? We understood what is project. Why do we need project management? What is management? You need to understand management. So management is a team, as given in ISO 9001, right? When you say management, it's a team. It's maybe some supervisors, some foremen, somebody there who is managing that part of the team. Yeah. Project management is the application of knowledge, and application of knowledge cannot come only from one electrical engineer or a civil engineer. You need multiple different people in different skills. Yeah. So the tools and techniques, how to do it to project activities to meet those requirements. Project can be something great, but can you do it alone? No. And therefore you need a team. Yeah. So you need a project management team. So you apply those skills, knowledge, and techniques to give you what is called project activities. And these project activities have something that they are doing, which is project requirements. And the word requirements in ISO 9001 is explained as the needs and expectations, the features and benefits. So we must understand what the customer needs when doing a project, what somebody needs when doing a project. Yeah. So when you say, for example, I'm telling you, I need this, I need something as a pointer, to point like this and do something. It's not there. So you will take this up as a product and start the project, and you will have different requirements, right? You will go and get the parts and fix it, and then you do it the first time and it's too huge, and I'll say, no, you'll do agile and adaptive environment. And you say, okay, after a lot of iteration, we came down to this project. And I say, okay, it's acceptable, but is it safe? If it's something that to give me a shock, I would say no, even if it's free. I'll say, I don't want. So you require safety factor there to understand. You require quality there. Okay. Okay. So requirements is defined in ISO 9001 as the needs and expectations, and the needs and expectations of anybody is defined by the features and benefit. When you say features and benefit, I need to understand what features you need and why you need those features. Okay. Now, when we talk about the requirements, we said it comes in quality. Can quality be 100%? Never. But yet people put their 100% quality. They're cheating. Let me tell you. Quality can never be 100%. Quality requirements defined by one of the fathers of quality, which is Joseph Juran, in 3 words: fitness for use. Fitness for use in 3 words. He defined quality as fitness for use. If something is fit for you, that's quality for you, maybe not quality for her. And therefore, the requirements change. And we need to understand those changing requirements of different activities that you would do on the project. Okay, great. So advantage of using formal project management: better control of financial, and that is what you will learn, how to control and how to understand the money part of the project too. Yeah. It's like saying you're going for holiday. Yes, you will have a budget, right? when you're going for a holiday to UK or whatever, you will plan a budget, right? Then you have physical or human resources. Take care of this word, human resources. If you remove the factor of human and you say only resources, resources are 4M. What are these 4M? Machine, manpower, money. No, sir, not money. Money is required for everything and anything except the air that we breathe. That too, yeah, material is one of them. And method, very good. You said method? A method. So machine, manpower, method, and material. Your method is nothing but method statement. It's called a procedure. A procedure comes from process. Process is a set of tasks. Yeah, set of tasks. It says this is one process. From this process, you go to another process. But within that process, there will be many tasks. You take one task and you write a method statement. When you write a method statement, it's like an operating instructions. Yeah, it tells you how to operate. Yeah. Okay. It says improved customer relations, shorter development times. Always project. If you take too long time, what happens? Cost increases. Very good, because you are using more resources then. It says lower cost because you use shorter development times. So be careful when you use shorter development times. There is one factor that can be affected, which is that quality. Very good. Did you go to the online? No, or you know? Very good. Very good. Excellent. So we'll have a good class here now. Good interactive class. So higher quality and increased reliability. The word reliability. And this is, I tell you, if I have to use this, I should rely on this. It should work. And as well as it should be safe for me to work. Yeah. Okay. Higher profit margins. Okay. You must look at benefiting from the project. But benefit and higher profit margins. What is profit margins? Is it only money? It is tangible and intangible. Projects operate in tangible and intangible environment. Tangible is something that you see, touch, feel, you can see the money, you can see the benefits. Intangible value is something that you don't have money. For example, the metro. Will Qatar regain their money from the metro? Never. But there is some intangible value. Even the FIFA that they did over here, that was intangible value, right? Okay, good. So improved productivity. You had something before, you want something better. We always look for better, to go from a current state to a future state. Current state to a future state. Better internal coordination. This is very, very important. Internal coordination, as well as it's not given here, external coordination. That means you must coordinate with all the local authorities who are external to the organization. And I told you who they are. Yeah. Higher worker morale. Stress, low stress. You working on a stress will give bad quality. And therefore, there should be the ease of doing, and working together is very, very important. And therefore, you will understand how to work together. You will understand certain leadership styles. Some of them are laissez-faire, servant leadership. Servant leadership is very good. Okay. You have to work under that leadership style. Okay. Good. Triple constraints. Project has constraints. Pay attention to this slide too. It will come later. I will tell you also. What are the triple constraints? Whenever you do something, the most important three sides or three parts of a project is scope. After scope, it is schedule. And after schedule, it is cost. In the logical order. Never say cost first. If you want to go for a holiday, don't decide on cost first. First, understand what is the scope. After the scope, understand what is how much time, where you will go, what you will do, and all. Yeah. Then finally, you will understand the cost. It should be in the logical order. Having said that, this is called triple constraints. Having said that, you also need to focus on something more, which is which calls quality. Let's say you're doing the scope, but there's no quality. What will happen? Rework. And rework means utilization of more resources, more time. Yeah, waste of resources because you have to undo and redo. Yeah, so you will focus on quality and you will focus on best resources. Which resources? Resources can be competent, resources can be incompetent. All resources are competent, but for the nature of the work that you're doing, you need to have the right resources, right? And you have to identify these resources. Probably, for example, a resource can do 5 meters of digging in 1 hour, but also a resource can do that same 10 meters of digging in 1 hour if you use an excavator. This is example. So you need to define which resource to use, manpower or machine, and why. You have to justify that cost. Okay. So these are called triple constraints, and triple constraints is like a triangle. When the scope increases, the schedule doesn't touch. You require more time. And if the schedule you make it touch, the cost also increase because you pay more for the resources. And therefore, these are called triple constraint. What is the definition of a constraint? Constraint. What is a constraint? It's a limiting factor. It's a factor that does not allow you to move forward. Yeah. And then you need to also understand another word, which is assumption. Assumption is a factor considered to be true without proof of concept. And all throughout the project, in the beginning, when you do planning, what do? Estimation. You're saying it could be true, but there is no proof of concept. That's why you do estimations. Estimation is not true. It could be wrong. It cannot be accurate. Yeah. So you work under those constraints. Okay. Triple constraint: scope. Now you can use time or schedule, and cost. Yeah. In managing competing project requirements, project quality is affected by balancing these three factors. Changing any one factor will also change at least the other factor. I already explained, because it's a triangle and it has to meet there. For example, shortening the schedule will likely increase cost or reduce scope or quality. If you shorten the schedule, one thing you need to remember, you have to check the quality, because most of the time on projects, what we do, we contract it out or subcontract it out. The contractor will say 10 days, but you'll finish in 5 days. Then you have to understand something wrong there. You have to check the quality. And how do you check the quality? You will put at every stop, test, move forward. Testing, commission. Testing, commissioning. These are the words that you use in project. Yeah. Project management processes: plan, do, check, act. Now there is 2 cycles over here. One cycle given here to you. This cycle was done. The plan, do, check, act cycle was defined by Walter Shewhart. He's one of the fathers of quality. Yeah, in the 3 standards that you do, and you must be aware of, if you have done 9001. How many standards are there in the 9001? 10. 10. 10. 10 standards. 10 clauses there. Okay, 10 clauses. Sorry, standard clauses. The first 3 clauses are scope, nominative reference, and terms and definition. Always the same for all standards. But from clause number 4 to clause number 10 follows this pattern of plan, do, check, act. Plan, do, check, act. Clause number 4 to clause number 10. These are your real standards from 4 to 10. Okay. Clause number 10 is continual improvement, right? Okay. So Walter Shewhart defined this model of plan, do, check, act. Later on in 1993, Walter Shewhart was an American. There was another gentleman called Edward Deming. It's called Deming Circle or Edward Deming. Edward Deming, also an American, was in Japan. In 1993, he took this concept from Walter Shewhart and he defined the same model to say plan, do, study, act. He only changed the check to study. And from then on, you can understand they use simulations, AutoCAD, 2D, 3D Max, and all of this. Yeah, because simulation helps you to first simulate something, show it, and then do it. Otherwise, what happens? Rework, loss. Yeah, if you just do something and then afterwards check what you're doing, some customer might say, no, I don't like it, change it. So you have to do rework. It's a loss of resources, right? And waste of money. So what happens to the project? Ultimately, lower profits. Yeah. So now if you look over here, the project management, whatever I'll teach you, hovers around this circle. And if you see, there is a first part which is initiation. As I told you, if you want to go for a holiday, you don't start simply planning. You have first part which is initiation. I want to go for a holiday. You initiate, okay? The second part after that, you do what? Must do is planning. Don't try to look into execution of that plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. And therefore, planning plays a very, very important role in a project, in anything that you do. You must have planning. After planning, you execute. Planning takes more time. Execution is easy. Execution is only following the plan that you put forth. So what execution does, it only follows the plan that you put. Yeah. But let's say you did planning and you did execution of that plan that you have put forward, and after discussing with all the stakeholders, you have to do monitoring, controlling, the third part. You have to do that part of monitoring, controlling to understand whether if you have done something according to the plan or there was deviations. If there is deviation, you will understand why. What was the factor? What was that particular issue that there was this deviation? And you will use one of the quality tool, which is fishbone diagram. You heard about it? Fishbone diagram. Dr. Ishikawa, Japanese guy. Okay. In Toyota, I put this one. So you'll use the fishbone diagram. So you have a problem, you goes inside the fish and there are various bones, 4 Ys, 4, it could be the environment problem, it could be a people problem, it could be a process problem or method problem, it could be any problem. Material problem, procurement did not get the item on time, it could be any problem. You will identify this problem. But should you do that later or should you do that immediately when you identify that? That's important, okay? And let's say you identify that, you will correct it, and finally you will close the project. And what did I say in the closing? When you close, you will release your resources, or else it will gather cost. When you close, you will also do something documentation to hand over. When you're handing over, for example, if this product was done by one of you for the first time, you would do what? Operating instructions. Based on that operating instructions, I would be able to operate this piece. And therefore, you will hand over this method statement of how to operate. Yeah, operating instructions are important. How good those operating instructions are is important too. You have process procedures in your organization. How to test if your process and procedure is good? KPI. If the KPI, you don't get the relevant KPI and the output is not good, you'll change the procedure or you may change the process until you get the required output. Am I right, sir? In quality, they teach you that too, okay? So you can see initiating is at the start of the cycle, planning is at the plan part, execution is the do part of this cycle. And then you have monitoring, controlling, which is checking or acting, and then closing, which ends the cycle, okay? Now, the project management process groups, there are these 5 process groups. Remember these 5 process groups. I will ask you on this process group or you will be tested by PMI. There is another word for this process group, which is called project life cycle. In the 7th edition, it is called PLC, project life cycle, okay? So if you get any question which says PLC, don't forget it's the same, yeah? However, the first one is initiating. I already told you. Then it goes to planning. From planning, it comes to execution. From execution, it goes to controlling. And you can see there are double arrows here. Because at any given point of time, if you understood that something doesn't work right, you will go back to change something. Yeah, you will go to change something to align. Yeah, how do you know that? There is another quality, one of the quality tools that you use also, control chart. You know control chart? Famous question that is to come in the 5th edition, 6th edition. And the question was saying when 3 consecutive points in a control chart are above or below the mean, the process is said to be, and there were 4 options there. The options were asynchronizes, out of control, within control, and none of the above. What do you think the right answer is? When 3 consecutive points, I will share it with you in the board, okay? It tells you this is the center line, this is 0, this is your mean median mode, this is a control chart. If you start a process here, you have upper specified limit, upper control limit, lower specified limit, lower control limit. This is a control chart. When you have a process going like this, okay, it is going in between the specified limit that you specified for the project, okay? But it says, if, I'm just doing it from here, if these points go like this, why it's not coming, okay? It goes like this, not this. If it is this way, that means 3 consecutive points are above or below the mean, the process is said to be, what's your right answer? Within control, out of control, none of them, or asynchronizes. Which one is the right answer? Within control, out of control, within control, out of control. Now, why did you say out of control? Very good. Excellent answer. Those who said out of control, it's right. I'll give you an example of this one. These doctors are using in the ECG. Control chart is used in ECG. And it says when 3 consecutive points, imagine this is your heart. And the heart is only pumping auricle, auricle, auricle. Instead of doing auricle, ventricle, right? That means what it means? Out of control, right? It's doing only auricle, auricle, auricle. Yeah. And also here, if it is within this specified limit, it's common cause. If it goes above, it's saying special cause. At this point, the doctor will tell you, be careful, you're prone to something and you have to watch it. So you have to watch always here. It's like a tap, you know, when you open a tap, you have high pressure, what you do? You reduce the tap. Yeah. Same way, control chart feeds into that. Okay. Control chart feeds into that. Okay. Do you understand this? This was an important question. Many people did not answer this because it's not in your PMP books. Yeah, they expect you to know, but it is given there as in the 7th edition and 6th edition given as Rule 7. Please write down Rule 7. It talks about 7 consecutive points. Okay. So it talks about 7 consecutive points. Okay. Okay. Let's go back. Okay. So you have to know there are how many quality tools? Basic quality tools are how many? 7. So 2 of them I already spoke to you. Okay. So as you can see, if the controlling and execution, when you control the process, if it's not right, you will go back to understand, is it executed properly? Or you may even go here to say what went wrong. Yeah. But this should not be reactive. It should be proactive. Okay. And then finally you have closing. Okay. So you have a commitment to the executing the project, approaching the execution project by planning. Then you're coordinating people and other resources to execute the process. Then you're monitoring and measuring and taking corrective action. Okay, I don't like the word corrective action. I like preventive action. And therefore, you should focus on what? Preventive action before it happens. And then you have a formal product acceptance and end of the project. Now, acceptance of a project or an activity is important. It's like a delivery person coming to deliver you a pizza, but the pizza is cold. Would you accept it? And if you don't accept it, is it a completed delivery? No. So similar for projects, the project, the activity or whatever you're giving it to the next person must be accepted deliverables. And how do you know this is going to be accepted or not? Meeting the requirements. Very good. Meeting the requirements, because you asked for the requirements. Yeah. You asked what do you require. And then once you asked what you require, what did you do next? You have told the customer, yes, we can do it. In quality, what is that called? Quality assurance. You assure the customer that yes, we can do it with what you want. Yeah. So you have the outputs then, which is an initiating process. The initiating process starts with the project charter. I will give you a brief of the what project charter later. What's a charter? I will tell you. Then you have the planning process that looks into the scope, schedule, cost, and other knowledge areas, which we will go deeper later. This is just a summary I'm giving you. There will be risk, and you need to care about the risk. Risk is a knowledge area that does not close, even when you close the project. Why? Because the next minute you close the project, there could be a risk. Okay. I think you know much about the risk, and I will give you some more in depth about risk as well. Okay. Then you do product deliverables. You'll do a change request. Change request is required if you want to change something. Change request is required for a stakeholder. What's the definition of a stakeholder? Anybody or everybody who could affect the project in a positive way or a negative way. Because a stakeholder can be negative also, it can be positive. You can learn something from a stakeholder too. Yeah. So are we stakeholders to the metro? Yes, we are, because we are using the metro or whatever. Yeah. And then finally, you have also the controlling part of it, which is the status reports. A lot of reports are done over here. When you identify stakeholders, stakeholders will tell you, I need to see these reports. You need to know what reports. As you can see, I already did that with you. I identified you by asking you, who are you? What do you do? What is your understanding? So this gives me a better understanding to teach you and to understand what you need to know. Okay. And then finally, you have the closing part of it, which is product process, vendor evaluations, acceptance, documents, legal contracts. All of these are done and closed as well. Okay. Then you will do finally, after you close, there is something called lessons learned. If you have gone on a journey and you did something wrong, not an issue. Failure is a stepping stone to success. But you will record it in your mind and don't do the same mistake again. Committing a mistake in a project or doing anything wrong is not a problem, but doing the same mistake wrong again and again, there is some serious problem. Okay, that means you're not focused. The project management framework. Now, the framework tells you we have 10 knowledge areas. I will show you another chart later. There are some core functions, which is scope, time, cost, quality. Then there is an integration management that happens, and integration management is only the job of a project manager. That is a knowledge area which is done only by project managers. Okay. Then we have human resource, communication, risk, procurement, stakeholder management, and all of this comes with using some tools, some techniques. You're doing something on the project to deliver the outcomes of the project. Okay. Clear? Now, projects operate single project, single individual project, and that's a project. But what is a program? A program is a set of similar project. When you say similar project, it could be all construction project or all NASA project or all shipbuilding projects. Okay, similar projects. That is called a program. And there is one more which is called portfolio. Yeah, portfolio is a set of different projects. It could be construction and shipbuilding and NASA and nuclear, like this. So what is the benefit of this? When you operate on a project, single project, let's say you're procuring or you want tiles. Example, I'll give a lot of tiles. You are bringing tiles only for that project. But when you're working on a program, which is similar project, you will do economy of scale. You will procure the tiles for all the similar projects. And what happens to the cost then? Through negotiations driven down. So there's a benefit there. And when you work for a portfolio, there are some things common, right? There'll be many things common. Maybe your book, maybe your pen, maybe something, maybe your office or your meeting room that you share among all different portfolios. That is charged to the projects, different multiple projects. So that is also a benefit there. Okay. So there are different project parts of it. Now this is the part that I will take some time to explain you. Okay. Let me explain you this, but before explaining, I have to take you. Okay. As you can see here, I don't think you can see. This is called the first part over here is called the process group. You can see this up over here. Yes. You leave. You leave. Okay. So as you can see, you have the 5 process groups, or you call it the project life cycle. Yeah. You need to remember that. This is horizontal. Then vertically from up to down, you have how many? It starts from chapter 4. From 4 to 13, how many you have? 9 or 10? You have integration, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, sir. 10 knowledge areas and 5 process groups. In the 6th edition, it was called process groups. In the 7th edition, it is called project life cycle. Now, within the process group and the knowledge areas, you have 49 processes. 49 processes. We will go through all of them in your training. However, when I was teaching before, you can see it starts with chapter 4. And chapter 4 talks about project integration management. Project integration management is the job of a project manager only. So anything that is coming vertically on this line is the job of a project manager. So closing the project is whose job? Project manager. Performing integrated change control is whose job? Project manager. Anything that comes in this line. Developing a plan is whose job? Project manager. However, can the project manager develop a plan alone? No. So when I was teaching this edition, even though your book is given according to these chapters this way, I used to teach this way, sorry. I used to teach from up to down. After 4.1, I will go to 13.1 because you need to identify your stakeholders. So once the stakeholders come into the organization or to the project, these are the different people who will decide and develop the plan. Clear? And then from there on it will go. I will explain this chart also in the next class because it's an important chart. Okay? Because the first 3 chapters are introduction, yeah, and then there is a enterprise environmental factors which we will cover for you, which is general on the first 3. And then the 3rd chapter was the role of a project manager. And the role of a project manager, many people, what they were doing, they were looking at the role of a project manager, putting it in their CV. Whether they can perform or not, they were putting it there, okay? So your exam is based on 6th and 7th edition, and I will take both. So the role of the project manager is gone now, not there anymore. But in the 6th edition, from chapter 4 starts the real project management. Yeah, you can see the first process starting, which is initiation and integration, is the project charter. The project charter is written by project manager only. Yeah, but you must understand, how does he write that project charter? Project charter is a high-level document. So in your question in PMP, if you get anything saying that a high-level document was created, you must understand it was a project charter. And then they will say a high-level document is created. They'll give you some stories in the question. And in the options, they will give you something to choose. And you must understand which are those documents he is using to develop the project charter, which is a high-level document. There are 2 documents there. One is the business plan, and the second one is the benefit management plan. Two documents. So the business plan is like telling the sponsor that, look, this is a project, wonderful project. You can do it. The project sponsor will say, okay, why do I have to do this project? What is the benefit for me? Then he shows the second document, which is the benefit management plan. The benefit can be, as I said to you, tangible or intangible, right? So it could be money or no money. It could be some name. Yeah. So based on that, the high level document is generated. After this high level document generated, he goes to identify all the stakeholders. So all the stakeholders are come over here, relevant stakeholders. Before that, you have what? Do you have stakeholders? Yes. You have what? Key stakeholders. The word is key. So in the question, if you get key stakeholders, you must understand who they are. It could be the sponsor. It could be the finance. It could be the business analyst, because the business analyst writes these two documents, the business plan and the benefit management plan. Two documents written by the business analyst. So it could be also the project manager, because project manager is now hired to write the project charter, after which all other stakeholders come in. Okay, all other stakeholders come in. Now using these stakeholders, and he gets this he gets this project charter, it goes to all the stakeholders. Each of the stakeholders gets the first time. Then what happens next? I will explain you in the next class. Okay, pay attention carefully, slowly on this one. Okay, any other questions you have? This is not complete. This is just an introduction class, so I'm just sharing with you, but we will go deeper into each of these processes. All the people, right? You have all these people whom is hiring, because only when the project charter is signed by the sponsor, that means we say, yes, we can go ahead with the project, then it becomes a formal project. Before that, it's not a project. Before the project charter, it is not a project. The project doesn't kick in. Okay? Clear? Yes.
What is the charter document?
It's a document, high level document, which is like a summary of what should be done on a project. At this point, maybe the project will say, sorry, we can't do this project. He may say that, and the project can be terminated. Okay? So it's a high level document. And let's say if he says, okay, we can do it, he will hire the other resources here, and then all the planning starts. Yeah? Okay. Now, projects have the process groups, which are how many? 5. Or it's called PLC. But also it has some approach, which is called a development approach. How do you develop a scope? To develop a scope, let's say you are the person now as a project manager developing a scope. Project manager is not somebody only on the top. All of us are project managers. Let me tell you this. If you're developing the scope, that's a project for you. So you're a project manager. So you will do all the 5 process groups. You will have an initiation first to start developing the scope. Then you'll start planning for the scope. Yeah. Then you'll start executing and doing the scope, writing the scope, not executing the job, but writing the scope is also a task. Yeah. Then you will try to monitor the scope, and then finally close, it's done. Okay. Okay. But when you use development approach or methodologies, in the 6th edition, there were again 5. You need to remember this development approach. The development approach hovers around the process groups. Let's say whatever you're doing, let's say you're executing, you will also use the development approaches. Now, there are mentioned over here 3. In the 7th edition, it's broken down into 3. There is nothing removed out. But in the 6th edition, there were 5 development approach. I will give you those. The first one is predictive. The second one is iterative. Third one is incremental. Fourth one is hybrid. And the fourth one is adaptive or agile. And the 5th one is hybrid. I repeat again. The first one is predictive, and I'll explain you, don't worry. The second one is iterative. The third one is incremental. The 4th one is adaptive or agile, means the same. And the 5th one is hybrid. This was in the 6th edition, but in the 7th edition, you can see there are only 3. That does not mean they have removed the 2, which is iterative and incremental. I'll give you an example of predictive first. Predictive is also called waterfall approach. That means a waterfalling from up to down, down to up. Can the waterfall go up? Can it go up? Unless with a motor and a pump and a pipe, okay? Otherwise, it falls from one level to another level. Apply that to the project. Let's say construction project. If I have to tell you to put tiles, can you put tile first and then put concrete? Is there any way can this be changed? No. So the predictive method says what? Put concrete first, then put tiles. However, the selection of the tiles is an adaptive module. Why is adaptive? Because selecting the tiles, if the stakeholder tells you that I want special tiles, then you have to go and asking him, do you want these tiles? So you're iterating. Iteration is a concept of going backward and forward and backward and forward till you get the final signal. But with each iteration, what do you get? Incremental value. For example, if you are writing three paragraphs on a story, and I'm telling you to write that story, but you've written the first paragraph and you brought it to me and I'm correcting it, and I'm telling you change this sentence, that is iteration. With every iteration, what do you get? Because you're changing something, you get incremental value. The document becoming more better and better and better. And I strongly believe all of you writing procedures in your organization, you must be doing a lot of iterations, and with every iteration, you must be getting what? Incremental value. And that is the meaning of agile and adaptive. So agile adaptive has those 2 words, which is iteration and incremental. Never say incremental first. You cannot say incremental first and then iterate. It's always logically said what? Iterate first and then incremental, right? Can we get incremental value first and then iteration? No, it has to be iteration, then with every iteration get incremental value, okay? So you can see iteration and incremental is considered to be adaptive approach. Let's say another example of an adaptive approach. You told me to paint this wall green, but green has different shades. I cannot do this job. When it comes there, I will call the stakeholder, come, tell me which green, this shade or this shade. You do mock-ups. Yeah, you do different shades. And finally, when the shade is confirmed, what you do? What you have to do? Prepare a document with the color number and get a signature and sign. Only then it is saying acceptable. You're defining the, what is that word? Requirements. Defining the requirements, and the requirements are then met, okay? And most projects operate under a hybrid. Most of you will work on a hybrid concept, okay? That means you're doing predictive and adaptive in place, okay? But having said that, hybrid or uses adaptive or agile, they mean the same, yeah? And it uses predictive. Clear? Any questions you have? Clarification, anything? Or you understood? Okay, let's move further. And here you can see the examples given of agile, predictive, plan driven. What is this? Iterative, incremental, hybrid. This is from the 6th edition, but what they did, they only moved these 2, iterative and increment, they moved it in agile. Okay, but nothing is removed. Okay. Okay. Are you eligible for the PMP exam? Let's a little bit for you to understand. Earning your PMP certification is a commitment, which all of you are here, and I heard from you also. That's part of what makes it valuable. If you have real world project management experience, you have finished the hardest part. But let me tell you, most of you already told me, and I'm telling you now, this certification, not the course completion certificate, the PMP certificate from PMI is very, very important for you. Many people who have lost jobs here, you're from UDC, you said? UDC? Yeah? Okay. UCC. Yeah. UCC also a lot of people, they are on this visa here. They're working in Saudi Arabia. They came here to do this project management certification, which is from USA, PMI, and now they're working there. Lately, there was a gentleman from Kerala. He had no idea that he would lose his job. He was working on the airport extension. The job got finished and he lost his job on the 21st of January. He had to go back to Kerala. But since he did this certification, he immediately got a job in Saudi. He went to Kerala and now he's in Saudi already. Okay. So he is in contact with me and he is thanking me too much for this. Okay. So it's very important certifications. I know the situations here in Qatar, but there is a lot of opportunities in Saudi Arabia. And there'll be many more coming up. You can see now, right? Syria is going to be built. A lot of other places which are broken down will be built as well. Okay, what do you need? You need to have, first part is your educational background for you to be qualified to write this exam. And I think most of you have this. Either one of this. Yeah, there are 3 areas in your application. The first one is your academic. Second one is this certification that you have completed the course, which is 35 contact hours. Yeah, here it will be 36. Yeah, and then the last one is your experience that you have worked on projects. Okay, how much does the PMP certification cost? If you're a member, you have to take first membership. You will pay $10 for processing first time only, and $129 is your membership for 1 year, validity 1 year. After taking the membership, your fees will be $405 for the examination that you would take from PMI. If you don't take that membership, you would not end up paying $555. That is wrong. It would be $655, which is higher. Okay. So don't forget, when you are doing your application, first take membership, then pay for the examination. You will get 405 and 129. It will come 544. Okay. So you save on your examination fee. The current PMP examination content outline is on 3 domains. You will be tested on 3 domains, which is people, process, business environment. And you can look at the percentage of questions asked for you. Process has more percentage of questions. Okay, 50% questions coming from process. The second highest is people. And in people, you must know a lot of soft skills. Important, okay, which you will learn. And the third one is business environment, which is only 8%. Very easy topic on business environment. So that constitutes 100% of your question, which is 180 questions. Yeah, 180 questions total, of which 5 questions will be automatically taken out by the system. We don't know which 5. Nobody knows. Even you don't know, I don't know, PMI also doesn't. It's automatically taken out. If you're lucky enough, your bad questions that you answered wrong may go, and then you're good enough. But if you're unlucky, your good questions might go and your bad questions might be there. So nevertheless, don't focus on 70 or 80%, focus on 100%, okay? And focus on always 100%. So 5 questions are pre-test questions automatically taken out by the system, and 175 questions gives you your score. There is no marks on this. There is only pass and fail. There is only pass and fail. There is no percentage marks. It's no rank or whatever. Okay. The allotted time for this exam is 240 minutes, not 230 minutes. So if you make the calculation, if you look 180 questions in 240 minutes, it comes to approximately 1.27 minutes per question. Tough, right? Imagine you're sitting for the exam. The exam, every 60 questions, you will get a break. But once you submit those 60 questions, you cannot see these questions again. Okay, those questions are gone. And you'll get a break of 10 minutes, 10 minutes break. 2 breaks you're eligible for. You optional, you can choose or don't choose. The break time is not counted in this 240 minutes. Okay, you will have a survey at the beginning, a survey at the end, and some tutorials in the beginning. That time also is not counted in your 240 minutes. Okay, then you'll get a second break after 120. You can choose. you want to take this or don't take it. But during the exam, you're not allowed to leave the seat and go out, because you are recorded and monitored. You have to be in the front, okay? You're not allowed to leave the seat, okay? Okay, good. Any questions on this? No, right? Easy. The benefits of PMP certification: you will enhance your career opportunities. You will be recognized as an experienced expert professional. You will speak in project management language, and that is what I encourage you to do. Many of you may tell me something, but you're not speaking those terminologies, very important for you. Even if you're certified and you go for an interview, the interviewer will check. I used to check. If you're speaking those terminologies, okay? You have to speak in those terminologies, very important for you, okay? You will become a continuous learner and build new skills throughout your professional career. I strongly recommend on this point, AI, many people say AI will lose jobs, we will lose jobs. I'm telling you, no, sir. Will you lose job? I don't think so. Because artificial intelligence, the word itself is telling you artificial. So what you have been doing is fed into the robots, and that is being done. So what you have to do then? You have to bring more creativity and innovation in whatever you are doing from now on. Because that creativity and innovation is the artificial intelligence cannot do. Unless over a period of time, they will learn from you what you did and they will feed it back in the machine. So you will always be required as long as you are a creator and an innovator. Okay? If not, then you know what will happen. Machine will take care of your job and you will not be required. You will earn more salary, benefits, and a reputation. Many people they ask for this certification. Even though you may work many years in projects, they will ask you, are you PMP certified? And then they will give you the job. It helps you to win the job. It's an important certification, okay? You will demonstrate your dedication to this industry because you will learn a lot of soft skills here too, okay? That's all what I want to give you in the introduction. Any questions you have for me? You have a lot to go and a long way to go. This is not the end. We will go deeper into what I explained to you. This is just in a nutshell. Any questions you have for me? You can shoot any questions. You can ask me complex questions.
How long is supposed to cover?
12 classes from my side. Then Mr. Ravi will come and give you maybe 2 more classes. So officially required is 35 contact hours of training. You will have Mr. Ravi come and give you 1 or 2 classes and then give you your certification of course completion. That is only course completion. It's not a valid certification. Clear? And even if I say 35 hours, most of the time, depends on the topics and the questions that you ask. I never look at time, sir. I will go on and on. Even if it has to take me 38 hours, I will take. That's what I teach. Okay? Any other questions? Of course, all of you must have got the access to the LMS. So it's all there. I think so, yes, that you can check with them. They are giving you access to that. And I think you can download. The book also is there, 7th edition book is there. I need to tell you something more. The 7th edition book is already there. My suggestion to you and my strong recommendation is to you is there is chapter number 4 and chapter number 3. Chapter number 4, go into the learning, look at the book, 7th edition, and start reading. There are 3 parts to chapter 4. Chapter 3 and chapter 4 is reading topic. So I would suggest you start with chapter 4. In chapter 4, you have models, methods, and artifacts. Study the models. Start reading the models from today. How to read the models? Don't just read it like a storybook. Huh? Say, for example, there will be 4 models on a particular topic. Okay, if there are 4. Learn 1. Master 1 first. Once you mastered 1, then do the second one. If you have time, go to the 3rd one or 4th one, because this will come to you in the training. How all of these models, methods, and artifacts, are utilized in the training. So, but PMI doesn't use, we cannot teach you all the models, no? But what will happen to you if you do it as how I'm saying? Once you master one model, you understood one model, right? Understand the second model, understand the third, understand the fourth. Probably you'll be a creator to create one new model using all the four. So be it. Like you have Abraham Maslow's law, X theory, Y theory, Z theory. William Auchi took the X and Y theory and made Z theory. So you'll understand what this Abraham Maslow's law is telling you. Then you will get some other theories there. Try to understand. Will you be able to do it before the next class? No, sir. Do whatever you can do. There is the first model. There is one topic there called situational leadership. This is a very big course, and I got this course in Liechtenstein, Principality of Liechtenstein, that is Switzerland. And this was given to me by Hilti. The course itself, at that time when I did it, I worked 20 years for Hilti, so I was a manager there. They sent me, I went to London for a lot of trainings, went to Switzerland, went to Malaysia, Singapore, a lot of trainings free. So this training of situational leadership, there is two topics there, situational leadership 1 and situational leadership 2. What is given in your book is situational leadership 2. Okay. But it's a small topic is given. What I would like you to do is explore situational leadership. The founder of that is Ken Blanchard. So study about it more. That's how to study. Go deeper. Go to Google. Understand this course, whatever you can, because that will make you a better project manager. Because I'll give you a brief. Situational leadership tells you that given a particular situation, who is the leader? Let's say, for example, you're very good in civil. I'm very good in electrical. But given a situation, you are the leader when doing civil work. I am the leader when I'm doing electrical work. But both are required. So it's based on a situation. Yeah. And to make it more to make it more enjoyable for you, let's say you all are married, right? So you have husband and wife. Okay. And then husband and wife, what happens? Wife is good, example, only example. Wife is good at cooking, husband good at working. So if the wife is pregnant, she won't cook because of, the sicknesses that come when you're pregnant. So who will cook? You have to cook. So it's a situation. So it's telling you, this training that I got was telling me that given a situation, you don't need to be an expert as an expert, but you need to understand. How to understand this? Method statement. You writing your procedures, right? I have to read that. Because tomorrow on a project, if he doesn't come, who will do that? Project must go on. So I must be able to read a procedure and operate. That's called situational leadership. Yeah. So you need to understand situational leadership problem, though it's a small topic given to you in that chapter 4. Chapter 3 talks about tailoring. Let me tell you, tailoring is a concept come out of that book. What is tailoring? You can get this jacket as ready-made, and you can take a cloth and give it to a tailor to stitch. There are pros and cons to this, right? So when you go and get a ready-made, you don't get your perfect fit. You don't get what you want. And the same happens in a project. Yeah. So the project person will come and tell you, no, I don't want, I want something different, because projects are by nature something different, unique. So he tells you, I want something unique. Now let's say you're you're giving him something unique, but it's difficult. What you will do? You will use agile. You will use, so tailoring is an agile or an adaptive concept, because in tailoring, what happens? If you give this cloth, what the tailor does for you, come for trial. You go for a trial, first iteration. You say, no, it's too tight. Change it. You go again to trial. If it's not okay, again change. So that is iteration. With every iteration, what you get? Incremental value. Yeah. Assumption is they take your fitness, but then they call you for trial, right? Why?
Sometime failure.
So you must understand, because you need,
Action, mention corrective action, but you choose preventive.
I like preventive action. Similar, in your ISO 9000, you had a word, yes. But he's also, the tailor also doing preventive action. He's not finalizing that. He's not finalizing the court, right? He's saying, come for a trial. And when you go for a trial, then he's finalizing, right? Why? Otherwise, to break it all open and do it new. Exactly. So there are methods there that you need to understand. Even Taylor is using project management, right? Okay, I'm just joking. So you need to understand that the concept. So tailoring is a concept where is also called agile and adaptive. Yeah. So you have iteration and you have incremental value. Yeah. However, certain people who are experts, no, they will try to do something to the customer. They will show him something and they will suggest. If the tailoring becomes too difficult for him, they will suggest to him. So what they do, they'll show him a model. They may show him maybe Madonna, or Madonna, if it's ladies, or some other man, and show him, this is the good fashion. Why don't you do this fashion? It's unique. Everybody is doing this fashion. Yeah, but you do this fashion. Yeah. For example, in haircut, yeah, they will say, this is the standard fashion. Great, you want this fashion, but I suggest the tailor is not an expert to do that fashion. He will tailor make that fashion for you. That's called also. That means they're using a concept called modeling. They're using a model, showing the model. You have to be like this because this is a fashion. Or you have to create a fashion. You become a role model for others with this fashion. Yeah. Okay. For example, before, no, you had this pants which yeah, bell bottom. After that, it came narrow bottom. And then people are saying, what is this? No, 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 we don't like it. But now everybody's wearing narrow bottom. And the fashion keeps changing. Now I see in hairstyle, I don't have hair, but I see hairstyle. Different people doing mushroom cut and all of this, right? This is fashion. And then suddenly people getting creative to do some new fashion. And that becomes a fashion. And everybody following, especially if he's a model. That's called modeling. Role model. Yeah. It's like saying, suddenly if I stand here now and I just look like this, you know what you will do? You will also come and see here what I'm looking. I don't talk to you. I just look here. You will all come and see what is here and I will go away. You're still looking. So that's one way of also in project management to draw the people to one topic. Okay. You will understand what I am later on, slowly, slowly. Of course, no 23 years of experience, I have a lot of things in my mind, which you will learn. Okay. Good. Any other questions? No? Sorry? Yeah, all the relevant classes will be very interesting.
Alternative days. Yeah, Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. 8:30 to 10:30 up to Ramadan period.
After that, it will-
7 to 10.
Okay. Good. Hope you enjoyed the class. Just an introduction. I hope the introduction was something hitting your mind. We shall see what we can next class. Okay. See you all in the next class. Thank you very much. I would prefer more of in class rather than offline, because offline I cannot see them and I don't understand what they understand. That's what happens in a virtual class, you know. Yeah, at least once I must see you and I know you, whatever it is. And that's what I do in this project. Okay. Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you.